What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's wow. I just got a YouTube notification. I never get my own YouTube notifications. Maybe they're fixing that. It's awesome. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, sorry I didn't jump back on last night. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I had to take another night off, so I apologize. I am feeling better now. Thank you for everybody for, the well wishes. I am better. Just just need to take a couple days off. All right, you guys ready to watch some court? This is the video that I started playing yesterday. We got about 2 minutes into it before my internet just stopped working. So, let's go. But before I hit that play button, you already know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Jeremiah Buffalo-Wargo on behalf of Mr. Love, who is seated to my right.
All right, and have you had a chance to review the updated PSI?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Additions or corrections today?
Yes, Your Honor. We would add that, correct, Mr. Love has completed the assessment. There was a hiccup with them not releasing it due to his inability to pay. We have very recently since forwarded that to the probation department. In that assessment were no requirements for any sort of counseling or anything like that he would have failed to do. And he has made payments on his fines and costs as well since the issuing of that PSI, Your Honor. I believe there's only approximately $70. $40 that are remaining. Your Honor, we would ask for a very brief adjournment to allow for those things to catch up with Mr. Love's file and potentially have him successfully complete his delay of sentence.
Well, I had the assessment dated March 25th of 2024. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
So completed after the PSI. And I don't know what you mean it doesn't make any recommendations. It says recommendation are related to individual and group counseling related to emotional regulation, skill development, interpersonal skill interactions, problem solving skills, vocational and aptitudes, career planning, exploration assessment, as well as financial literacy. That doesn't sound like no recommendation to me.
I missed that, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Love, you don't have to make a statement today. Is there anything you want to say?
Yes, sir. So
Go ahead and stand up.
Yes, so I was unaware that I had to follow anything when I talked to the assessment people. They were.
Did you read this assessment?
I actually asked for mines to send it to me, and they told me that I wasn't allowed to receive it. That only my probation officer can have it. And when I did the assessment, they never told me, hey, you have to do these things. And I called, I went up there twice, and they just said, congratulations and good luck, basically.
Mr. Love, can I ask you, what did you do that I asked you to do during this last year? Did you get a job?
Yes, sir.
When?
I got a job just recently. I was working at, more than just recently. I worked a few months before that. I worked at McDonald's. I worked with a couple staffing agencies. Your Honor, it's been very hard for me to grab a job with this felony. I know that you want me to hold on to a job, and by nature, that's how I am. That's what I was doing before this even happened. But because of the nature of the felony on my record, I keep getting denied jobs. So only thing that I'm even getting denied jobs in staffing agencies, but I've had held on to a couple jobs. Right now, I'm with a staffing agency, but laid off because it was only a 2-week employment for a line that they had to catch up on, and then they laid me off. And I've been waiting and waiting because that's all I really want to do, Your Honor. I just want to get this passed so I can start working and get my life back.
If I may, Your Honor, is the court in possession of the email from the probation officer downstate, Mr. Secor, that indicates that he has that Mr. Love has had employment on and off?
No,
Again, it was fairly recently. that the email was received and forwarded to your probation department. And I, like this morning recently, Your Honor.
Well, I got the pre-sentence report and I got the assessment.
Good night, Heather. Hope you have a great night. I'll message you when the stream's over. And I love you too. What else was gonna? Oh yeah, while I'm paused, isn't that special? Thank you so much for the 2 months. I sure do appreciate it. stealing Biggins lines, but thank you. Isn't that special? That's awesome. Thank you. Also, happy belated birthday, Therina. Hope you had a great day yesterday, and hopefully we see Mimi drop in so I can say happy birthday to Mimi as well. All right, let's go. This one's a short one. It only has a couple more minutes. But yeah, can't keep a job. I was working at McDonald's. I can't keep a job because they found out I was a felon. Like, yeah, I don't think McDonald's works that way. All right, let's go.
That makes recommendations. If there's an email you want me to read, somebody better give it to me.
I don't have the hard copy here. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Rich, Mr. Juliet, any recommendations from the people?
Your Honor, I would ask that the delay be revoked, and probation be discharged unsuccessful, 6 months in jail. I would note for the court that back when he was sentenced on the delay, the court waived a number of costs. So the fact that he hasn't completed his financial obligations is concerning. And in his allocution, I guess, he did say that he's had jobs, but they've been on and off. So that's concerning that he can't keep employment, not so much that he can't get employment. So I guess I would ask that the delay be revoked and count one enter.
All right, well, Mr. Love, you're here today after a 1-year delay of sentence for a felony crime of resisting or assaulting, obstructing police. I gave you a lot of consideration a year ago and didn't ask you to do a whole lot, and you did even less than I asked. You know, you didn't maintain employment, and the excuses you're giving me here today are pretty weak. There's a lot of people with worse records than you that are able to maintain work. And also, I cut your fines down about as low as I possibly could. In fact, I did. The lowest I could legally assess. And you didn't pay them in a year. And these were doable. These were doable if you were picking up cans. Plus, you were supposed to get.
Put your hand down. I love it when people raise their hands in court. I love it.
An assessment. You don't do that until like a couple weeks ago. And then you're here today telling me, and I don't have to do anything with it, but I'm reading a bunch of stuff that you have to do to address the issues that brought you before the court. And you should have done those is a year ago. That's why we put you on a delay for a year so that you can do this on the front end and go to counseling and get in a better spot. Not so you can come once you find out you're in trouble and then you go and get one. That is not how that works on you. I can't possibly find that you have successfully completed this delay. So, Mr. Love, you have not successfully completed the delay, so we do have to sentence you on the underlying offense. The felony conviction for resisting, obstructing police will enter. The guidelines are 0 to 9 months. And I'm going to order that you serve 3 months in the Sheboygan County Jail, give you credit for 3 days previously. That's within the guidelines. And if you want to appeal, you have to file an application with the Court of Appeals. If you want a lawyer, you have to ask within 42 days. Any amounts that are unpaid will remain due and owing on the judgments. Good luck to you, Mr. Love. I cut the sentence even in half what was recommended. Mr. Love, I've done all I can and will do for you right this instant. Or you're gonna go for longer. If you want to go for longer, then keep it up. Right now. Exit my courtroom, sir.
We're gonna go through that door, okay?
Yep. That was contestant number 1 on the FAFO. Heineken, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Sashina, I don't know how long we're going live tonight. This video was only like 30 or 40 minutes in its entirety. Then I made a second one that's about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna guess maybe an hour and 15 minutes, maybe. Depends how many times I pause it. Duh. All right. Let's see. I don't remember. I don't remember the next one. This video is from yesterday. Oh yeah. I like this judge a lot. I don't watch her all the time just because she still has the old school dockets where she has 50 people on the screen. I can never tell who's talking and who's not. But this is a good one. Defendant's very top left. He's standing up next to his attorney. It looks like he's actually in the courthouse. He's not in jail yet. All right, let's go.
Are we ready, folks, on Kubina and Merritt?
Yes, Your Honor. Everyone's
Okay.
here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's go ahead and get on the record, Olga, in case number 671118 in the matter of state of Texas versus Mr. DeAndre Kashawn Merritt. Mr. Merritt, you're on live. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you given your attorney, Mr. Kubina, and this court permission to go forward with this proceeding via video conference, also known as the Zoom app?
Yes, ma'am.
Please stand by, sir. Can I get the attorneys and probation to announce for and on the record?
Yes.
Jessica Thompson for the state of Texas.
Okay. Gerald Cabina for DeAndre Kisan Merritt.
Marie Martinez for probation.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, I do need to swear you in. Please raise your right hand.
Mr. Merritt?
I'm sorry, Mr. Merritt. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Merritt, my apologies. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury should you make a false statement or lie to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
You may put your hand down, Mr. Merritt. Mr. Merritt, back on the 16th day of June of 2022, you submitted an application, a request to be placed on probation as part of your plea agreement with the state of Texas. The court granted your request to be placed on probation with the understanding that you were going to follow the orders that the court issued on June 16th of 2022, and that you were going to comply fully with your conditions of probation. On June 16th of 2022, this court warned you that if you were to return to the court like you have today, because the state filed a motion to revoke your probation, alleging that you had violated the court order and were not being compliant with your conditions of probation, and asking that your probation be revoked and that you be adjudicated for the offense that you were placed on probation for. And after a hearing, if the court found that the state's allegations were true or are true, then you could face the full range of punishment for that offense. The offense that you were placed on probation for, Mr. Merritt, is an assault bodily injury married. You were told on the 16th of June that the range of punishment is up to a year at the Bear.
Yeah, Ed, I've actually been in contact with her. We might do like a collaboration over in the next couple of weeks. We've been talking about it. Some type of interview style, you know. But she reached out to me and she wants to get more into the court scene, so I'm excited. I hope she does.
County jail and up to a $4,000 fine, and you could lose your Second Amendment rights indefinitely. You were told that if you return to court, there would be a high risk of you having to deal with that consequence. And here we are. So, Mr. Merritt, do you understand why you're here today?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand the possible outcome of today's hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please stand by, Mr. Merritt. Ms. Thompson is the state prosecutor and the assistant district attorney for Bexar County. Why are we here today?
Your Honor, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant DeAndre Kashawn Merritt did then and there fail to report to supervision.
Yeah, Viagramancer. I like the name. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. This is the Texas version of Judge Mannion for sure. For sure. I see it.
Officer as directed for the months of October, November, December 2022, and January, February 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
Is that the only one the state's going on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Merritt, the state is alleging that you disappeared. You failed to report to adult probation for the months of October, November, December of 2022, and January and February of 2023. That's 5 months. And then they filed this motion to revoke you in March of 2023. So is there allegation that you failed to report for those months in violation of condition number 4 of your conditions of probation? True or not true, sir?
Yes, ma'am. True. That's true.
Mr. Merritt is stating that the allegation by the state is true as pled by the state. Ms. Thompson, what are you seeking today?
The state's recommendation is to revoke Mr. Merritt's probation and to impose 180 days in Bear County Jail.
That's the state's recommendation. Let's hear what adult probation has to report. Officer Martinez, can you give the court the recommendation from adult probation and a brief summary of Mr. Merritt's overall compliance with his probation?
Yes, Your Honor. Probation is recommending revocation. This case is expired. During his short time on probation, he provided 2 positive marijuana tests. He did not complete BIP. I think he has done some community service since this case was pending, but while he was on probation, he provided no proof of community service. The last time we saw him was in September of 2022. In December of 2022, we called him and left a voicemail. We sent an email and we sent a letter to his last known residence with no response from the defendant. He has 2 days credit, and because the case is expired, probation is recommending revocation.
Okay. Mr.
All right.
Kubina, the court will
Yes.
hear from you next.
All right. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Yes, Your Honor. DeAndre, Your Honor, he went through a very, he realized the seriousness of the situation, Your Honor. He went through a very serious time. He had a problem with being unhoused. He had an eviction problem, and he didn't have a car. He didn't have work. He has a child. He frankly, Your Honor, he hadn't reported, and he just sort of got scared and buried his head in the sand. However, he is trying to make amends, Your Honor. His probation hasn't been expired for more than a year, Your Honor, and as a good faith effort and to show some respect to the court right now, Your Honor, he's completely paid up, and I believe somebody can verify that. He's paid up on all of his court costs and fees. He has committed some community service, Your Honor, all of his community service, and he also, like I said, his mother's trying to get him on track, Your Honor, and his mother is, she loves him. She's trying to straighten everything out for him. She did see that he is enrolled, well, he did enroll himself in the domestic violence class, Your Honor. He signed up, but I don't believe there is that right, DeAndre? You signed up for domestic violence class?
I have to attend next week. She said I couldn't
Right.
go to class tomorrow because Miss
Right.
Speedy wouldn't come.
Yeah. And is your mother helping you out now? Is she trying to, and I don't know if it please the court if I could maybe have his mother explain to the court what she's doing, to briefly explain what she's trying to do to help her son.
Mr. Kubina, is your client special needs?
No, Your Honor.
Is
No, he
how
doesn't.
old is he?
Yes, he's 22, Your Honor. That's
Yeah.
fine, Your Honor.
Mom
that's
can
fine, Your Honor.
mom can take a seat.
Yes,
This
Your
is
Honor.
this
Okay.
is not juvenile court.
You are a grown ass man, sir. Sit down, Mom. Get him, Judge. Get him.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Well, yes, Your Honor. He does want to take responsibility, Your Honor, and he's what we're asking, Your Honor, if you could possibly extend his probation, and if
I don't think I can, right, Marie?
I'm not sure I don't know, it's under 42. I'm not sure. I thought it was under Code of Criminal Procedure. Was it?
If you give me a code, I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, if you could, Your Honor. Yeah, Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42A.753. And, yeah, 42A.753, extension of community supervision after violation. And I do read here in paragraph B, the judge may extend the period of community supervision, any misdemeanor for any period the judge determines, so forth. And then I said,
Yeah, that's
you're
if the,
gonna
the
fix it
case
to-
is not expired. That's why I'm asking for clarification from,
I believe it does say on the bottom here, I may be wrong on this, Your Honor, but it's in, like I said, under 42A.753, Section C, a court may extend a period of community supervision at any time, or before the first anniversary of the date the supervision period ends, if a motion for a revocation of community supervision is filed before the date the supervision period ends. So yes, Your Honor, the revocation was filed before the community services end, and the way I'm reading it, Your Honor, I think we're in that 1-year time period
Your Honor,
within the expiration.
I'll hear from probation.
Your Honor, you can expire it for 1 year, which will make his new expiration June of 2024. That is not enough time for him to complete anything.
You know what? Bless this attorney's heart. He is trying. He is trying so hard for his defendant. Judge is already not happy. Probation just came in like, yeah, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. All right, let's go. Tater Todd. Oh, wrong one. Thank you so much for the super chat. Can you put your daddy on the phone, the judge? Thank you, Tater Todd, for I think I called you Tater Todd at first. Tater Todd. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, buddy.
Well, Your Honor, we would argue that he has done his community service. He's caught up on his payments, and he just needs to complete his classes, Your Honor.
Well, he has a lot more to do than that, Mr. Kubina. Here's the problem with Mr. Merritt. He doesn't get to do probation the way he wants.
Yes, Your Honor.
He was ordered to do probation with very specific directives. He signed paperwork that he understood the deadlines. He asked this court to put him on probation, and he led this court to believe he would have no issues on probation. That's why I granted his application for probation. Otherwise, I would have just kept him and have him do his time.
Yes, Your Honor.
You talk about him having a child. How old is that child?
May I speak?
Well, no, just how old is the
She's
child?
she's a year. She's a year old.
And does the child live with you? Are you married to the child's mother?
No, ma'am. Not at the moment.
And are you paying child support? Are you on paper with that child? Have you gone to child support court?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just stop right there, because what this
Okay,
court
period.
totally has a disdain for is the use of children to get the court to give you some grace when you haven't even gone to court in a year's time to legitimate yourself as her father. Because if you had, you'd be paying child support for her. You probably don't want to speak to me, sir. I don't think it'll help you out.
Boom. How many times have we said that in the chat? We've heard other judges. Judge Boyd says it all the time. When you use children, when you use your kids as like a shield and think that's going to help you. I love it when they get called out, when defendants get called out by the judges for using that. Get them, judge.
You don't get to do probation the way you want to, Mr. Merritt. And you're not helping yourself by keeping yourself arguing with your attorney who's trying to help you here. Just because you speak louder, you keep interrupting him, doesn't mean I'm going to listen to you. You had your day in court before me. You could have said everything you wanted to say on the 16th of June of 2022. On that day, you were focused on getting probation. You didn't tell me you had all these issues. Who did you tell while you were on probation that you needed help with housing? Who did you tell that you had a child and were struggling to make ends meet with this child? Did you talk to anybody, Mr. Merritt? No, you ran. You disappeared. You disappeared for at least 5 months. You're a grown man. And if your mother's sitting in the courtroom, I'd be walking out right now with embarrassment, because my grown son, an adult, is putting me through this. Because I know I raised a different kind of son than the one standing before a judge right now, becoming just another statistic. No, sir. Put your hand down.
Make it worse. Don't make it worse. I didn't run from anything. No.
You want to be so right? Guess what? Guess what? I was going to give you some grace today.
No, he's not even in jail. He's the guy in the very top left corner. I know you can't see where my mouse is. Very top left corner, blue red shirt on, standing next to his attorney in the courtroom. Put your hand down. Love it, love it.
But you evidently still need an attitude adjustment, Mr. Merritt. You're not right. You're not right in the way you're thinking. You're not right in your insistence to address this court and make it seem like I'm wrong. I didn't create these facts, Mr. Merritt. You did. I'm not the one on probation. You were. I'm not the one that was given a second chance. You were. You've hit the end of your road, sir. Today, I'm accepting Mr. Merritt's true plea for violation number 14, I believe. What do I have in front of me? This one. Violation number 14. Yes, 14. No, I'm sorry. Violation number 4, which was that he failed to report. He didn't run away. He failed to report. Let's split hairs here. For October, November, and December of 2022, in January and February of 2023, and then this motion to revoke him was filed in March of 2023. But he didn't run away. Okay, I'm accepting his true plea for that violation as pled by the state, and I'm finding him guilty, granting the state's motion to revoke his probation and finding him guilty of the offense of assault, bodily injury, married, alleged to have occurred on the 6th day of November of 2020. In case number 671118. The court is sentencing him to 265 days at the Bexar County Jail, assessing a 0 fine. That's called grace. Assessing a 0 fine and not giving you 365 days. Ordering that he pay court costs, issuing the affirmative finding of family violence. He will get credit for time served. His time and money will run concurrent. Take him into custody. Deputy Ramos needs to serve the remainder of his time at the Bexar County Jail. You'll have plenty of time to have an attitude adjustment and think about all the wrong thinking you have in your head, Mr. Merritt. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Kubina, good job advocating for your client. Your effort is not reflective of today's outcome. Everyone is excused. Ms. Thompson, you're excused. Officer Martinez, you're excused. Mr. Kubina, you're excused. I'm going to go fill out this gentleman's paperwork and I'll be back to start Ms. Morales's proceeding.
This is back, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Attorneys needing to make a.
Woo. Yeah, I need to watch her more often. That was good. Mama, you're excused. That was good. Oh, that was good. That was good. All right. Yep, still no idea what's next. What we got? What we got?
Good morning, your time.
Oh, yeah, this guy. This is Judge West. We're just hanging out in Texas today. The audio is not great with the defendant, but you can pretty much hear what he's saying through the judge. All right, let's go.
Simpson, and Mr. Simpson was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony of deadly conduct discharging a firearm. I've received a copy of the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
We have, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Are there any additions or corrections?
The only correction or addition I have is on the misdemeanor history. There was an under FAFO from October 2022. Mr. Simpson tells me that was for no driver's license, no insurance.
Okay. What is the status of that UCW?
It was just recently.
Yeah, Creighton, I almost feel like they only have one mic and it's right in front of the judge, and that's it. So that's what I think the problem is here, because it's hard to hear anyone who's standing at the I don't know. I wouldn't call that the podium. I'd call that the table. It's like what Judge Stevens has is that little table right in front of the bench. That's what I feel like this is.
So it's not the same offense date.
No, it's not, Your Honor.
That was actually after this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Which gives me
The-
some
the
concern.
The court might recall, I filed a motion to increase his bond at the beginning of this year based on that new misdemeanor unlawfully carrying a weapon case, which occurred right at.
You missed 2 kids going to jail. 2 kids that are pretending to be men that went to jail. Both of them whining. One of them's mom stood up. You know, good stuff.
Either right at about December, about the
2 days
29th of December.
Right.
And that was in conjunction with a unrelated, but at the scene of the murder that took place in the city of Beaumont, he was stopped for carrying a firearm. And so I filed a motion to increase his bond. He's been incarcerated since the 2nd of January. I don't have a change to the PSI. I've reviewed it, but I do have a suggestion as to some type of treatment on it.
What's that?
I think he at least needs to go to ISF.
Cognitive.
Yes, Your
I
Honor. We have
completely
two.
agree.
Even though his criminal history is fairly limited, this involves shooting up an apartment building.
We all know how I feel about that.
Yes, Your Honor. And Judge, I understand the reason for requesting cognitive. My only request on behalf of Mr. Simpson would be that we hold it in abeyance and give him a shot at probation before we.
So, Mr. Simpson, I used to do that a lot, and I would say, I'm going to, send you to ISF if you mess up. But I have found, especially with younger people, that I'm not comfortable doing that because they all tend to mess up. I want you to have the tools before you get out of jail and get back on the streets and start living your life, hopefully correctly, and without guns and shooting, to have the tools to be able to be successful. And I'm not going to go along with an agreement like this unless I do something like that gives me some sense of, I guess, comfort that you're going to get some tools, some classes, some behavioral changes so that you can get out and do better. So,
Of course,
what's that?
with the PSI, I had 60-day PSI. It wasn't 30-day PSI.
I don't know what that even means.
PSI.
Yeah.
So check my background.
What about
It
it?
wasn't 30 days. It was 60.
Nobody told you it was going to be 30 days. It's never 30 days. It's always about 45 days or 60 days for them to get that done. So that doesn't have any bearing on what I intend to do to help you be successful. If anything, kind of the attitude that you're showing me gives me even more reason to believe that I should do what I'm thinking about doing. I mean, you're lucky you're not here for murder, right? I mean, do you really?
Just wait for it. Wait, watch him. Watch him. Is it anyone else kind of feeling lightheaded right now? Maybe a little dizzy?
Do you really understand that? Are you okay? Watch out. Hold on to him. Y'all need to pull up a chair. You want to have him sit down for a minute and then we can finish? Yeah, go have a seat. We'll finish in a minute.
I was just about to ask that. There we go. I was waiting for the transition. Yeah, I was just about to ask that, Jedi. Was that real? You're lucky you weren't charged with murder, and then he decides to, pass out. Yeah, this is the guy that was shooting into an apartment building, right? So, yeah, you are lucky. Like I don't understand why he decided he was going to pass out at that point. Anyways, Colin, what is your favorite thing to cook? My favorite thing to cook. That's a good question. It depends what season it is, depends what looks good. I just love cooking. My absolute favorite dish to make would, I love a spicy seafood pasta. I like making that. My favorite thing on the planet to eat is spaghetti and meatballs. I know I'm weird. I will go to a fancy Italian restaurant and order spaghetti and meatballs. I love spaghetti and meatballs, and you guys can judge me all you want. But thank you so much, Vigromancer, for the super chat. And Terry, if you knew what was coming next, so you wouldn't be the Colin we love. Yeah, I'm terrible at remembering what videos I make. I'll make them an hour before I go live, and I'll forget the order. And before I even hit the go live button, I'll skim through it, and I still forget. But thank you so much for the super chats.
Okay, so Mr. Simpson, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney. I'm going to defer all proceedings. You're on probation for a period of 10 years. You're ordered to pay a $1,000 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. One of those includes entering and successfully completing the cognitive track of the ISF program. So you'll do that. Once you get out, you'll be on probation, required to follow all of the rules. It's very important to me, and it should be very important to you, that you get your GED. It looks like you were awfully close to graduating, right? 11th grade. So a condition of your probation is that you get your GED, and once you are released from ISF, I want you to start that process, or I'm ordering you to start that process within 30 days. You got to start taking those classes and getting that done. That'll help you be more successful in life. Okay. If you do everything that you're supposed to while you're on this probation, this is the biggest opportunity you're probably going to ever receive in your life, based on what the nature of your offense is and the fact that you're getting a probation anyway, right? So you won't have a criminal a conviction on your record. You won't be a convicted felon. If you violate any condition of probation, though, you're right back in here, convicted felon, and looking at going to prison for up to 10 years. Do you understand? It's important that you have absolutely, it's part of your probation, no contact or no communication at all with Charlene Jones. That means in person, obviously, but it also means through social media or sending messages through other people. You cannot be anywhere near 2726 13th Street in Port Arthur. Is that is that a house or is that an apartment complex? It's a house.
That appears to be a house. Yeah.
Okay. Don't even be on 13th Street. All right. Go around it if you have to get somewhere. And so you cannot, I know there's been an issue also with you smoking marijuana. Can't do that. If you test positive, it's a violation of your probation. Probation has the tools to help you. If you feel like you're having trouble, you need to ask them ahead of time. Don't get in trouble and then say, oh, now I need help, right? I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you waived your right to appeal. Probation will talk to you today so that you'll know what to do when you're released from ISF.
Your Honor, he's going to need to take care of that misdemeanor before they send him to ISF, right?
Yes, and so you'll have to get that taken. Y'all are planning on taking him down. It's set today down the hall. And so if you'll make sure there's somebody down there, Mr. Rojas, and if there isn't and you handle it, just make sure they put you on it so that you can get that taken care of as well as his attorney. All right, thanks.
All right. Yeah, that one was fun. I don't think that was real. I don't think the guy, tried. Yeah, that was a fake pass out. Anyways, welcome to all the Biggin Raiders, and what's up, Biggin? Go enjoy your dinner. Thank you so much for the raid. Yeah, thank you. You guys are all awesome. All right, who did we start with? Oh, Judge Gauthier. We're gonna finish with him. We got another short one. We'll finish this video. I got 2 videos for you because I'm gonna play another one right after this. So we got about a 3 or 4 minute video, and then I'm gonna play the one from today because this one was from yesterday, and I got to play the one I made today. So yeah, double feature tonight. Let's go.
Again, we are providing public access both in the courtroom and also online.
All right, let's take note to what this guy decided to show up to court in. Let's just look. Like, really? Really?
And first up, we have an arraignment on the warrant here. People of the State of Michigan versus Corey Sayers. It's 3 file numbers, 22-6457FH, 23-6764 FH and 23-6765 FH. Council, you want to state your appearances, please?
Melissa Goodrich, Wayne County Prosecutor. Eric Villanueva, MIDC Attorney for the defendant.
All right, and Mr. Sayers, it's alleged that you are in violation of your probation in all three files for the following reasons. In count one, it's alleged that on or about April 1st, you failed to attend or complete residential substance abuse treatment. On count two, that on or about April 2nd, you failed to report to your supervising field agent and or the recovery court case manager. And on or about April 3rd, you failed to abide by all terms and conditions of the recovery court program and failed to successfully complete the program. You have the right to have a hearing on those allegations where they would need to be proven by a preponderance of the evidence. You have a right to cross-examine any of the evidence that's presented against you. You have the right to present evidence in your own defense. You have the right to be assisted by an attorney at that hearing. And if I do find you to be in violation, these are technical violations, but you do have previous technical violations. And so you have sufficient that.
All right. You mad jackass. Thank you so much for the super chat. Now, to be fair, this guy's already in handcuffs. So part of me thinks that he may have been picked up on a warrant and they just threw him at the end of Judge Gauthier's docket so he could be arraigned on whatever his warrant was on. I don't know, but I really hope that was the case because he's already in handcuffs. So something tells me he just got picked up on the street and just taken to court is what I think. I really hope he didn't show up like this, or maybe he showed up like this and they're like, oh, we know who you are. We're putting you in handcuffs. No idea. Still, not a good look.
Your probation could be revoked and you could be sentenced on the underlying offenses. Those are in the 6457 file, a charge of resisting obstructing police with a maximum of 2 years in prison. In file 6765, fleeing or eluding third degree habitual second, a maximum of 7.5 years in prison. And in file 6764, a charge of delivery of methamphetamine with a drug double, possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine with a drug double, possession with intent to deliver cocaine with a drug double. All three of those files carry a maximum of 40 years in prison. And so Mr. Villanueva, with Mr. Sayers being advised of the rights that he has and the penalties that he faces, do you know how he wishes to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. He wishes to plead not guilty to those violations and requests a hearing on the matter.
Okay, and is he seeking appointed counsel?
He is, Your Honor. One Jeremiah Wergo will be appointed to represent him.
I think what we can do is schedule this for why don't we initially just set this out to next Tuesday at.
Is that today in Judge King? No. I've been behind for since Monday, and I've been trying to catch up. So yeah, and since Judge King doesn't delete his dockets, those got put to the back burner. Was that today though? Please let me know.
9:30 a.m. All right, anything further, Mr. Villanueva?
Yes, as to bond, Your Honor, the defendants would like to make an argument.
It's going to be denied. He didn't show up for residential treatment that we'd arranged. He didn't report to his probation officer. He didn't show up to court, and he absconded from supervision until he was apprehended by police. There's not a chance of letting you out right now, Corey. See you next Tuesday.
I love the end. There's not a chance I'm going to let you out. See you next Tuesday. I don't know why, but every time you get to see you next Tuesday, it always makes me smile. Standy, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Rachel, thank you so much for getting that timestamp for me. I'm excited to see that. Yeah. So this was the video from yesterday, and now I'm going to play the video from today. I gotta load it. It would have been nice if I would have loaded it before I started going live, but it wouldn't be a Colin stream without me making you guys wait for entertainment. Let's see what we got. What did I call it? Wait a second. Oh. Generally, when I title stuff, I'll title it, live video 2 or Wednesday night live video number 2. Yeah, not this one. Wait, why did I put the intro on it? Okay. All right, right back to Texas. Right back to Texas. All right, we're going to watch the end of my intro. I don't know why I put the intro on it. I remember I was going to put the outro on it because I was going to cut to it, but I don't know why I put the intro on it. Anyways, let's go.
I'm ready.
Number 21-38373 is now called the State of Texas versus Brittany Nicole Timms. You were Ms. Timms, present with your attorney, Mr. Shelley, and the state's attorney. Earlier, you pleaded guilty to the second-degree felony of manslaughter. And it was originally indicted as murder. A pre-sentence report has been prepared. Have the parties had an opportunity to review it? And are there any corrections or changes to it? Stay?
None, Your Honor. Judge, we've reviewed it together. There are no corrections or changes from us.
All right, it's made a part of the record here for all purposes. And the agreement is 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let me just review my notes here that I made on my.
Thank you.
Yellow.
All right, this one's a more serious case. This isn't really that funny. It's a more serious case, but I promise I make up for it in the next case. It'll have you guys laughing. It will. We go to Reno after this, and we're all gonna laugh and have a good time. I think that's the case right after that. This. Pretty sure. All right.
Okay. Anything
Absolutely.
anybody wants to add?
Your Honor, I would like to remind the court, if I may, the court will recall that the last time we were here, I guess 4 to 6 weeks ago or so, Ms. Timms was in custody. She had been in custody since the date of the incident. I know the court addressed that, but I just want to remind the court it's upfront time as a condition of probation was something that we had addressed in my recollections that the court made a point to talk about the time that she's been in custody.
Which was how long?
2.5 years.
That's accurate.
That's about right,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
We addressed it. Mr. Kelly, it's correct. We addressed all that at the request of the bond that she's out on. And basically both parties agreed as to all those facts and stipulations.
Yeah. All right, if nothing further, I'm going to find earlier you pleaded guilty, Ms. Timms, to this second-degree felony of manslaughter voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood the ramifications of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I am following this agreement. You are hereby placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which would be normal for this type of offense. And what additional conditions are does the state feel like need to be assessed here?
I can't think of anything that's needed additionally, Judge. Outside the standard conditions, of course.
Brittany has accepted employment at one place already, Judge. My understanding, speaking with her this week, is that she has another job interview forthcoming. I think that is going to account for a lot of things that the court would expect. While she's under supervision, I think she's already moving in the right direction.
Well, what we want is, how do we take a life back? How do we bring a life from the dead?
And
that's what we're all talking about here.
Right.
And people find it hard to believe that probation is okay for the taking of another human's life when it is here. It's a lesser offense of manslaughter. And
Sarah, that's a good question. And I could attempt to answer that, but I'm not a lawyer and I know I'm going to be wrong. But Judge Stevens kind of clarifies the details of this, and she kind of got charged with the lowest level possible. She's, you'll hear. You know what? I'm not going to speculate. You'll hear. All right. Sparkle Poots, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. And Kathy, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. 15 new members. Welcome to the family. I was going to say members only Mondays. Yeah, I was sick this past Monday. I am going to make up for it, though. I'm going to do a members only video maybe tomorrow afternoon, maybe Friday afternoon. I don't know. I'll make up for it because I have a video. I've already got the video picked out. It was already ready for Monday night. So I will be putting that out there. So keep an eye out. And then we'll, of course, have our normal Monday this Monday. Anyways, thank you so much for the gifted membership and welcome to all the new members. All right, let's go.
which the court was just a little unclear on here. A person commits an offense if that person recklessly causes the death of an individual. And God bless you. So, you were reckless in, according to what you pleaded guilty to in causing someone else's death, which is never a good thing.
Man, I forgot how much dead air there was in this. Yeah, this is kind of a crazy
acts
story.
recklessly or with I'm sorry. Person acts recklessly or is reckless with respect to circumstances surrounding their conduct and a result of their conduct when they are aware of but consciously disregarded a substantial and unjustifiable risk that the circumstances existed or the result would occur. The risk must be of such a nature and degree that its disregard constitutes a gross deviation from the standard of care that an ordinary person would have exercised under all the circumstances as viewed from your viewpoint. So you can see this is an act that shouldn't have occurred. I was reading what's bothersome, of course, is the pre-sentence report, and that just it appeared as though a mystical event had occurred, according to her statement immediately, which I guess changed and evolved. That she didn't shoot him; he shot himself with the gun, and then the gun went off accidentally. Then it did not. Accidentally occur. Who was that? Who was that person?
I don't know that individual, Judge.
Unknown judge.
We don't know who that is. Huh?
That's what his aim. I help you?
The deceased?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay. Then it went into, he didn't shoot himself. And finally, you evolved to a statement that the deceased threw the gun in the passenger seat and you picked it up and the gun went off. And he was shot in the chest. So this statement evolved 4 times in just a short period of time, which meant you weren't telling the truth somewhere along the line. At least 3 of the occasions. 3 of the statements. Then this occurred in front of small children too?
That's correct.
Is that right? Great.
It is.
That's, the hits keep on coming here. There can't be a worse set of circumstances. How many victims are there? We know at least the deceased and 3 children.
Yes, sir.
They have to live with that, seeing that. 10, 4, and 2 years of age. I think a lot of that is why this ended up, because the witnesses were so young that that case was difficult in proving an intentional act. But the fact of the matter is, Ms. Timms, is that I don't like the way this happened. If you did not show immediate responsibility for your actions, it ended up to from what was charged originally as a murder to a lesser manslaughter, which still.
How is she not in jail? I don't understand. Don't understand it.
Somebody's life was taken by your recklessness, and then children had to bear witness to that, which is a terrible thing. How do you fix that? So you don't. You can't undo that mess. What other terms and conditions of probation should be addressed? I said the normal terms. I signed a probation order. Are there any other terms and conditions that's special under this circumstance?
I certainly feel like the children need some follow-up counseling. I don't know if that's a condition the court is considering.
Well, I don't know what I can do. I'm not sure what I can do about that. I can directly order her. Where are the children? With you? Are the children with the defendant?
Tom, her aunt.
Aunt?
Her Aunt Robbie over the course of the last 2.5 years or so.
Anything you need to add on this? If you fail, here's the one thing you do need to know. If you fail on this probation, your probation can be revoked. You can then be found guilty and sentenced up to 20 years in prison. And you would have to serve at least 50% of the time because of deadly weapon was used in the commission of the offense.
We've certainly had that conversation too, John.
All right, let's see the probation officer.
Thank you.
Okay. Paul Bernard,
I don't believe, I haven't seen.
23 CR 1.
Yeah. I am scratching my head at that one. But I really hope this next one is the one that's funny. Going to Reno, yes. Judge White Earp, or Judge Dracula. His name's like Draculich, and I don't know why, people don't call him Judge Dracula. He doesn't look like Dracula, but I mean, it's his name, right? Draculich. Come on.
No
Yep.
alcohol or
Yep.
drugs, and enhanced supervision for 9 months. She was sentenced on May 30th, 2023. 120 days suspended for 1 year.
Okay, what's the violation then?
Your Honor, my client failed to report to the court, and what she thought was that everything was wrapped up at that time. I would be asking for you to give her another chance. She wants to get a job. She wants to stay out of trouble, and she wants to abide by the court suspended sentence.
City?
Judge, this appears to be her first hiccup in this case. I'm not opposed to reinstating her and having her restart again.
All right, young lady, do you admit failing to comply with the order of the court?
Yes.
All right, give you time. I'm going to give you time, sir, for the contempt. I'm going to give you a break. You're going to report upon release. You're going to set up these conditions. I guarantee you, it'll not only be the 120 days, but it'll be 25 days on top of that for contempt if you screw this up. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
All
And
right,
so
that'd be the order.
do I go to the courthouse or Sober 24?
No, you go to the courthouse. The jail will give you instructions on how to get there.
All right, thank you so much.
In fact, the marshal with the black beard will give you a ride and take you out to breakfast ahead of time.
I think
Okay,
I
that
remember him. I think I remember him in 2017.
Yeah, it's a hard one to forget, and I'm just kidding about the breakfast. Thank you,
no
though.
shit. He's cute as hell, so I would take the breakfast.
He's cute. Oh my God, he's cute as hell. That is, we will not forget that one. No way. So I think we call the marshal Mr. Cutie from now on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, who was that we just did? Was that Kayla? Oh, that's Kayla Carr. Okay, let's go. Nathaniel Marks. Oh, hey, jail, do me a favor, do a PBT on her. She must be under the influence to make a statement like that. Okay, Nathaniel Marks.
Your Honor,
Going here.
my client is here.
Moreno. I wonder if, hey, Martha,
Yes, Judge.
do we have, God, by chance, do we have any like 6-foot mirrors in chambers? I'd like to get one up in the jail so that the marshal can just kind of do some poses while we're waiting.
Sorry, I got to get ready for my breakfast date, apparently.
Oh my God, what did she say? Yeah, he's not bad. What was he?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
The line deputy is I do not recall.
Yeah, I do know. I'm taking the fifth. That's what you're supposed to say. Oh my
Judge,
God.
I just got the eval. Give me just a second. Thank you, Deputy, for that. Give me a moment to take a look.
Good thing I have this beard. No one can see me blushing.
Judge, it looks like there was a finding of incompetence.
Is Leandra Engel, E-N-G-L-E. Marshall, what's her status? Is she there?
She refused.
Okay, bump it 1 day, no bail hold. Okay, thank you, cutie. You're never going to live that one down.
The names are correctly spelled. We will waive a.
All right, this is the next day. So he had to put up with that for the rest of the docket, and this is the very next day. It was either Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday today. I think it was Monday, Tuesday. I don't think I got remanded today.
Formal reading of the complaints and this and stipulate to a factual basis for all pleas of no contest.
Your Honor,
Is-
Leanne Schuman on behalf of the city of Reno.
Okay, do we have Mr. Cutie Marshall there?
Yes, sir, present.
Oh my God, so we doing grill first? Is that it, grill? So anyways, yesterday, you two weren't here. This lady asked, I was giving her an OR for her trial, and she goes, well, I said, you need to report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court. She goes, well, how do I do that? I said, well, the marshal will drive you down there and probably take you out to breakfast also, and and she goes, yeah, he's a real cutie. Yeah. So I did manage to give him a bad time over that. Yeah. Good seeing you, Keith. Okay, let me get.
All right. That's it of that. I just wanted to make everyone laugh after we heard that first case. And as always, I don't remember what's next. So let's go. Let's see.
Well,
Oh, hey, here we go. We're just gonna finish up with some Judge Ban. I just randomly put Judge Ban in here. So yeah, we're gonna hang out with Judge Ban for the rest of this video. It's like a 15-20 minute clip, so we still got a little bit of time left.
What are we doing?
25 on it up.
Ms. Fanbro. Ma'am, no order change? Like I can go in numerical order today?
So missing 3 already.
That's so weird. I don't know that we can do this. Can we go in order? Or am I allowed to do that?
You can go anywhere you want to.
Yeah. You sound like my wife. She tells me where to go.
oh, amen to that.
I go anywhere I want to. I mean,
I'm so glad my wife doesn't watch these. Y'all don't think I don't talk crap at home. Only known 50 years. We only known each other since preschool. That's horrifying. How you doing, Ms. Gray?
good, how are you?
Better than I deserve, I promise. Ms. Gray, you're still court charged of domestic violence battery. Do you understand that charge?
You?
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, ma'am? Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint you to represent you, so you have an attorney now. Any question about that, ma'am?
Sir.
Yeah.
I got on probation for a charge. I'm over here, yes.
Great.
Yeah. 23,
Yes, ma'am.
541, CF.
All right, Ms. Gray.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was. I don't remember that even being a part of this clip, so I don't know who Steele is. But yeah, he's on the Zoom call somehow.
On the domestic violence battery, bond is $2,500. No contact directly, indirectly, or through a third party alleged victim. Your court date's going to be tomorrow, May 5th at 8:30. I'm signing a warrant for violation of probation, case 23-541. Good luck, ma'am.
Step to your right to the T. When the light comes on, you know, sign. Step on the X.
State your name.
Crystal Commander.
Ms. Commander, please. Or prowling. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you the paperwork and advise of your rights. Is that true, ma'am?
I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say again?
You've been advised of your rights today?
Yes, sir.
Got a copy of your paperwork?
I do.
You've indicated to somebody that you don't want a public defender. Is that the case?
No, sir, I did not say that.
Do you want a public defender?
I sure do.
All right, well, we'll get you to
apply for a public defender. Once we determine that you qualify, we will be happy to appoint you one, okay?
Okay.
Deb, your criminal history on that, man?
What now?
Georgia 23 BW
I
LSR,
can't hear you.
Alabama, he's not talking to you, that's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Alabama 22 DV, VOP 16, yeah, martial hold, possession with intent. Florida, trafficking meth, 15, 17 controlled substance, and some VOPs in 20.
Where is Chancellor Hill, Alabama?
It's like an hour and a half north here.
So Troy?
It's an hour and a half north here.
Right, I'm asking, so is it like Enterprise, Troy, Ozark, what are we talking?
It's actually closer to Geneva on the south side of Enterprise.
All right, so you're an Auburn fan, right?
I am.
I figured. Okay. All right, Mr. Commander, bond is 2,500. Court date's April 5th at 8:30. No contact with alleged victim. Roll Tide, Mr. Commander.
Step to your right.
I love that. Roll Tide. Was her name Miss Commander? Roll Tide, Miss Commander. Okay. What else was there? It was I can't hear him. He's not talking to you. That's why. Oh, deputy. Come in with the snark.
Next. Next. State your name.
Boys, before the court started driving under the influence. Is that a charge now?
Yes.
For winner. Mr. Taylor was leading the pack at 184. His boys has set the new bar as a 256. All right, that's gonna win. There's no way to set that tomorrow. All right, Mr. Boys, I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
256. That's over 3 times. Over 3 times legal limit. 256. I love that Judge Rand. He keeps a little post-it note and has like a winner of the. Because he'll do this for like 2 or 3 straight days. Yeah. And so she just beat out the winner of the previous day. 256.
Yes. Sure.
Based on your application,
And look, she's tiny.
unless you do qualify for the service of the public defender's office, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, I don't think so.
How you feeling, Miss Boys? You okay?
Yeah, it's my anxiety's really bad right now.
Anxiety's bad. My head would be killing me. Deputy, criminal history?
No history, sir.
Holy cow. Ma'am, you're lucky to be alive, quite frankly. I mean, no, nobody's gonna be done. All right, ma'am. You live here in Bay County?
Yes, sir.
How long you live here?
Life.
All right, I'm gonna release you in what's called pretrial release. You and I need to have a discussion tomorrow in arraignments, because we need to get you find you a solution that doesn't involve getting blackout drunk and getting behind the wheel of the car. Pretrial release, you need to report to the pretrial release office after tomorrow. Your court date is April the 5th at 8:30. Good luck, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll see you in the morning.
Step to your right.
No alcohol. Don't drink while you're on. Let me check. Make sure. Miss Benson, how you doing, ma'am?
Good.
Miss Benson, you're fully court charged with disorderly intoxication. You understand that charge?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You understand what you're charged with, ma'am?
Yes.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that? You got an attorney now.
Okay.
Deputy.
20 Alabama discharging a firearm into a building. Prior to that, nothing since 16 Kansas, that was controlled substance and a possession of simulated controlled substance. And some 15 and 16 Virginia cases.
Bond said 1,000. Court dates tomorrow, April 5th at 8:30, no alcohol.
Step to your right. Next. State your name, ma'am.
Webb, you're for the court on a fugitive from justice warrant out of the state of Missouri.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the problem. Missouri's got a $2,500 bond on the warrant. But you can't post that here. You got to post it in Missouri. Have y'all contacted Missouri?
I have, sir. I'm her mother.
Sans it, become.
I talked Florida attorney this morning, and I talked to bondsman, went to A1 on the way here. But the Missouri ones aren't licensed here. I mean, yeah, and they can't do it. I brought $2,500, I was told by the warrant office, but that's what they told me, that I had to give her to bond out. But what we found out was in the system, the left arm didn't know what the right arm was doing. May 19th of last year, she's been here, a Florida resident for 10 months. She has. You got permission. And what? You got permission to bring. Oh, yeah. Tammy, I have her name as supervisor. I've been visiting with her and Miss, what's her name? Peggy Thompson. Peggy Thompson. That's Bree's probation officer here. For probation, we changed people, place, and things. We brought her here and had things here. We brought her to rehab.
To get her away from the circumstances.
She couldn't walk when I brought her here. And she has done extraordinary. Had we known or had an awareness, we would have found a solution for the warrant before this would have happened. However, what I learned yesterday was May 19th was when the supervisor signed off on her papers. I also learned that May 19th was when Christian County executed.
That's a good question. See all the people on the bench. It looks like they're sitting right next to Judge Van. That's just his little courtroom. So that's the little gallery that they have in his courtroom. So it's like her mom is talking most, but yeah. So those 4 people are there for this female defendant. All right. Anyways, there's not that long left. I think there's only about 5 minutes left of this. So we are going to jump in Discord after this. I'm not going to be there very long. I'm still kind of fighting whatever I am fighting. So I'm going to jump in and say hi, but that's probably all you're going to get from me tonight. But you guys are all awesome. I will probably pause it one more time before the video ends, just, because there's 5 minutes left. I gotta stay on top of the TOS. So you guys are all awesome. Thank you everybody for the gifted memberships, the super chats. Welcome to all the new members. It's great being back. It was great live. Hope to see you all in Discord. And again, I'll say bye again in like 3 minutes.
Well, they filed the warrant. It was executed in July. Well, she was a resident of Florida, so we had no awareness.
Okay.
Fast forward on case.net, Judge Carrier, who is deciding Missouri over this, it says on case.net at the end of May that he rescinded a warrant. And we're just a little confused. I just don't want.
Hi, Rachel. I'm so glad you made it tonight. Thank you so much. And yeah, I don't know. Jedi, did I say that? Did I pause it already and give Rachel her unique shout out that she deserves?
On her hard work. She's involved in her church. She's paying her own bills. She lives in the Oxford house. She has multiple layers of accountability in place, and she's been very successful since she moved here. And then this came up. We were at the jailhouse yesterday by direction of her probation officer here to register in the Florida system. We thought it was a 10-minute visit. And then we go to probation and I take her to work. They took her in custody because this warrant came up. And it was very shocking.
Ms. Fambro,
Yes,
in the past, we haven't accepted out-of-state warrants. Has that changed?
no, sir.
Okay. That's what I was afraid of. So we've got a $2,500 bond, which is more than makeable. But in theory, we're supposed to hold her from Missouri to come get her? Right, I know. You don't have to answer that.
I'm not.
Okay. Take a deep breath. You're fine. You're fine. Have y'all talked to anybody in Missouri?
I hired an attorney.
And what'd they tell you?
He told me that as soon as we got done here, I could bail her out if they had a bond. Nothing can be done until we see the judge here.
Well, yeah.
And that.
Well, here, let me give you a suggestion for that.
Talk to me.
Contact the bondsman in Missouri. Have them call the bondsman that you talked to here, what they call it.
Yep, you know it would not be a Colin video without some kind of editing mistake. All right, let's skip on. I don't even know what that was. I want to rewind it to see what judge that was. He sounded way too excited. We are on the record. He was really excited. I want to say was that Judge Van? Did I have two Judge Van tabs open at the same time? I don't know. All right, let's go. All right, you know what? I'm going to let this play out now. I can't come back from that. You guys are all awesome. You guys have a great night. What's up, Taco and Yoshi? All right, have a great night, everybody. Taco, you came in right at the end. It was a great video tonight, though. So, if you want to see a lot of, bloopers and editing mistakes, just rewind. Check out the video. All right, you guys are awesome. Let's go. No, let's go is how I start. Until next time. Bye.
I have to go down to
My
change.
wife
Yeah,
was instructed to write a letter to the judge, which
Mhm.
she did.
I did.
And they said that they were going to read that and possibly, because it seems like a big mix up, because we got permission before we brought.
No, I understand all that. I understand everything, but what we're trying to do is we're just trying to get it, we're trying to get her out of our jail
Yeah.
legally
Right.
with a insurance for Missouri.
So the best thing you're saying is for us to contact the Missouri
We're gonna bring her,
Thank you, Legal Fiction. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it.
long story short.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring her back tomorrow on my docket. I'm gonna see her again tomorrow, okay? So that way she doesn't get lost in the system. Okay, that gives you time to call the attorney in Missouri who can talk to a bondsman in Missouri. And what she's talking about is an interstate bond where a Missouri bondsman contacts a Florida bondsman. You're gonna pay the money to the Florida bondsman here, but the Missouri bondsman then signs off. And here's what we want. We want Missouri to say, we're satisfied, you can release her. We've got assurances that she'll show up in Missouri. Okay, does that make sense?
He said he would file the attorney.
And you can get this done before tomorrow. I'm just bringing her back tomorrow, putting her on my docket so we don't lose her for tracking purposes. Waiting for extradition, which we don't want.
No.
So you're doing a stay, essentially, you're just kind of doing a stay and waiting for this to
She's gonna be buying you 24 hours to do the things that need to be done.
Well, I'm mine is
You're right. I never pause for super chats. Thank you so much, Sparkle Poots. Thank you. Hope you're having a great night.
much time as I can. But you come back tomorrow and hopefully she's gone. Hopefully she gets out tonight. Yeah, hopefully she gets out tonight. Best case scenario, you make 2 phone calls, you go to A1 bonding here or whoever you want to use here. Right, and then she's out. Okay? Worst case scenario, I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Okay, all right. Well, I'm just saying, that's worst case scenario is we come back at this tomorrow and we try to find another way.
What time do you want me here?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's.
And I was muted. It's too much pausing. You got that right at the right time. Outro just started. Thanks, Watt. Thanks, Watt. Thank you. Thanks, Watt. Thank you, Legal Fiction. I appreciate it. All right, let's head over to Discord. You guys are awesome.